going on, Jerome's? So I understand that most Vikings fans at work today are tired, looking like Kevin O'Connell here. It happens, man, right? But it doesn't take away the starch and the excitedness of a 14-win season. Now, obviously didn't end in the regular season the way that you wanted to, but guess what? Fortunately, there's this whole another second season going on called the playoffs, right? And I understand that Vikings fans are really pissed off about the way that this team showed up in the largest regular season game in NFL history. It was billed, and the Vikings, specifically the offense, just passing up on 4 touchdowns in the red zone, just like whatever. I get it. Again, it's really disappointing way to end the season, and we talk about how momentum is a real thing, and the Vikings couldn't have found a worse way to backdoor their way into the playoffs, but we're here, right? And hey, ask Bengals fans, ask Seattle fans if they would like to be in the playoffs right now, right? So do not look this gift horse in the mouth. And to a degree, I get that people are like, well, 6.5 win season, lowered expectations, everything is house money at this point. And to a degree, that's true. To a degree. But now, hey, you've raised expectations a bit. This team has shown that it can kick some ass. This team has shown that it can clang and bang with the best teams in the league. And they've done that, right? But, in a way, the Vikings completely shatting themselves and getting the business week 18 against the Lions actually could be a good thing. And I know that we're the purple positivity channel and all that stuff, but you look at the other Vikings 2 losses. Well, first off, the Vikings 14 wins. They're not frauds. You don't fraudulently win 14 games and also sweep the Packers, who I'm told are still Super Bowl contenders, even though they lost to the Bears. But you don't win 14 games by accident, right? And you look at the Vikings' 2 previous losses against the Lions, 1-score game at home. If Addison clears out, Darnold doesn't have to airmail that ball to Jefferson on 3rd down. Vikings win that game, right? Then you have that loss against the Rams where Vikings got out to a fast start against the Rams, who we'll see on Monday night, and then they just got inert, and then Naylor dropped the touchdown. The defense did what it did, and then, of course, the face mask in the end, 2 points. But you could say, okay, shoulda, coulda, woulda, won the Lions game, shoulda, coulda, woulda, won the Rams game. We're on the right path. And then you have this glorious 9-game winning streak because Jamie Erdahl sounded off the Gallahorn, right? Including some really damn solid wins. I love the come-from-behind win against Arizona, the come-from-behind win at Seattle, a 10-win team that's nothing to sneeze at, beating the Packers at home, which is fantastic, right? But say the Vikings had lost to the Lions in very similar fashion as Week 7, right? You're thinking, okay, shoulda, coulda, woulda, fantastic. We got some momentum. We're good to go. I actually think that it's going to be beneficial for the Vikings just getting your ass kicked because life and success is not linear, right? It's not just like the yodeling guy from The Price is Right, yodelay, 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 he-hoo. There are peaks and valleys. The Vikings have had a lot of peaks this year. Right now they're in a valley, right? But the question is, how do you respond? How do you bounce back? And the whole thing about Darnold is it can't get worse. Honestly, so I already rewatched the game and watched some of the All-22. It's night and day from what we've seen from Sam Darnold all season. And no, this is not Darnold being too nervous in a big-time game. The Vikings have played big games. This is not Darnold turning back into a pumpkin. This ain't that. He was missing on very easy money throws that he's made all year, dozens upon dozens upon dozens of times. He was passing up wide open first reads. Addison should have had 2 easy walk-in gimme touchdowns early on. And, I mean, a couple of his shots over the middle of the field, like Hockenson alligator armed that one on 3rd down because it was a hospital ball, right? If he had gone, I don't blame Hockenson at all, by the way, except for the couple of the drops. Yeah. But Darnold left him out to dry a couple times over the middle, and Dirty Kirby Joseph was hanging out right there. And Darnold, his accuracy... Did the mob get to Sam Darnold? I honestly don't think that he could have played this bad if he tried on purpose to just throw the game. All right, because it's kind of what it looks like. But Darnold's had rough games throughout the season. You look at the Jets, part of the Colts, the Jaguars game, obviously, but you can't sneeze at what he's done. Since the Jaguars game, 7 straight wins, playing MVP adjacent ball. It's probably going to be named NFC Offensive Player of the Month for December. Actually, is that already passed? Really doesn't matter. But yeah, the Week 18 game is a wake-up call because say Sam Darnold had played average, and say the Vikings have played average and then they lost a close game. You ain't going to learn much from that. But now, this is the pure wake-up call. You got your asses handed to you because you allowed your asses to be kicked. And that's what happened. And now, you're on the road, right? Taking on the Rams, looking for revenge for the face mask game and all that stuff. And the Vikings will get it, right? Because now, they are a very dangerous team because they have nothing to lose, right? Because now, everyone, including the fans, like their expectations are... oh, they're frauds. Well, there's 2 camps. They're frauds. This is what I get for getting my hopes up. They could do well. I hope I'm wrong, but whatever. Or it's it's the Minnesota mom. Oh, dear, they've had such a good season, and and Sammy Darnold, Ginger Jesus, he's looking good. Is he single? You should look after him. And also, whatever happens. Everything from now on is gravy. There's 2 camps right now. And guess what? The Vikings, this was their wake-up call, their moment to be like, hey, F us, right? And now they're in the dance. Got to win a couple road games. And you go 1-0, 1-0, 1-0, 1-0. You still hoist that Jerome Barty. Degree of difficulty just shot up a little bit, but adversity does one of 2 things to people and to groups. Like it either gets them to raise up their game and overcome, or they're just like, oh, I'm just going to lay down in the gutter, let life kick the bejesus out of me, and maybe this is my station in life. No. I think the Vikings are much more the former rather than the latter. So the Rams, they're going to get the business. And then divisional round, whether it's in Detroit, whether it's in Philly, whether it's wherever, we're going to go wherever and take care of business. It's going to happen. All right. So now the Vikings are the most and this was written about before the Vikings-Lions game. If the Vikings end up with the 5 seed, they're the team that no one wants to face. Right? Because, sucks losing to the Lions twice. And yes, it is difficult to beat a team 3 times in a row in a season. That's what happens, man. And guess what? The Vikings now, they're playing with house money. And scared money don't make money. So now all of, maybe the Lions game, there was some nervousness with the weight of expectations. Those are gone. Those are gone now. It's a new season. You are on the road and say F you. So Sam Darnold, hey, if you had some nerves, they're out the window. Just go out and slang it like you did all season. Jefferson, Addison, Hockenson. Yeah, you didn't have the game that you wanted. Offensive line, you were ass. Thank you. Now step your ass up. Defense, you didn't damn good through 3 quarters. Unfortunately, this ain't hockey. All right, you have to play an extra stanza in the National Football League. But bring that heat. And guess what? Hey, Kevin O'Connell. Flores too. Like maybe there's a little pucker factor there, even though you both have coached in big-time games. Guess what? Every single game is big-time now. All right, so don't hold back. Flores, get that blitz home. Play some more press man. Take some lessons from Aaron Glenn. He called a great game against Kevin O'Connell's offense. And KOC, hey, when they're bringing the blitz and playing press man, which the Lions did 67% of the time, adjust. Get that ball out quick. Get some screens. Get some slants. Get some blitz beaters. Get that out there. Stop with all these Lulu 5 and 7 step drops, because you got to know your man. You know that Darnold hangs on to the ball too damn long. Stop enabling him, right? So now just go out there and fire that effing pigskin, and that's exactly what they're going to do. And I think that the Vikings, they're going to get back to where they once belonged, because at its core, even though it's the second oldest team in the league, at its core, this team is young because it's still in a rebuild process, and getting some of these experiences, getting some seasoning is going to be important. And now, after you got smacked in the face, or basically you smacked yourself in the face, that was self-harm in week 18. Now, you literally have nothing to lose, and that makes you super dangerous. So just say, F the critics, F the haters, F the losers, F some of the fans too. F everyone. All we need is us. And we're going to go on the road. We're going to get a couple wins. We're going to go to the Super Bowl. And we're going to take a massive dump on the chest of everyone, especially the haters and the losers. Although I feel like if you had one of these, if you had Justin Jefferson taking a dump on someone's chest, people would pay good money for that. People are weird. Anyways, so this could be a good or bad thing. Well, we'll see what happens, because now the Vikings have a built-in excuse. Oh, go out to the Rams and lose by 10, and it's a good season, boys, not bad in a rebuild. Or they can turn this on its head. Darnold, Jefferson, everyone on that defense, Kevin O'Connell, Brian Flores, they can turn this into an FU watershed moment. It's up to them. We'll see what they do. Anyways, that's it. Bit of a rant. Kind of like it. You guys know what to do. Skull, production value.